Here are a few things that I've learned about abandonment from working with hundreds of clients over the last 5 years as a life coach. The first thing is, abandonment is something that we're going to experience our entire lives. We're going to be abandoned and rejected by people no matter what. That's where those old adages of you're not for everybody and you're not everyone's cup of tea, those mindsets are trying to help you to make peace with the fact that you're not always going to fit in. And they are true, but sometimes they come off as condescending because in the moment it hurts. Abandonment feels uncomfortable. We're social creatures and we want to fit in. We want a sense of community. And I feel like we've been so disconnected, especially the last few years. We just want a sense of connection and we're not finding it. So how do we work through that? Instead of having a fear of being abandoned or rejected, we begin to go through a process of becoming comfortable with being abandoned or rejected over time. And that happens through a lot of different things, one of which being having a few really secure relationships where you feel pretty confident that you're not going to be abandoned by those people. They keep showing up for you. This could be friendships. This could be coworkers. This could be healing the relationships you have with your family. There's a lot of ways that you can find some sense of security so that when you feel that sense of rejection or abandonment in a dating relationship, you look into the rest of your life and at least you have those full relationships to communicate back to you that you're going to be okay. There are people who are here for you and it's going to hurt. We're never going to fully take away that sense of hurt or that sting of being abandoned or rejected, but hopefully by having those full relationships, we feel it a little less. The next thing that we do is we connect with ourselves. If we're so used to self-abandoning, we begin to create this really negative inner mindset of if I just keep giving, if I just give this, if I just abandon a little more, if I just shrink a little more, then this person's going to show up for me. And so when we are rejected or abandoned by someone after we've self-abandoned for the sake of this relationship for an extended period of time, then we're upset with ourselves because we're like, you're so stupid. See how many times you self-abandoned for that person and they still left you. So the more that you make it a habit to stop self-abandoning and you work through relationship that you have with yourself and you reconnect with who you are and what you deserve, you're also less likely to, number one, be with someone who treats you poorly in the first place. And number two, you're not going to feel like you sacrificed so much and there's all this shame if the person does abandon you. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's not one thing in the last 5 years, or even in the 10 years previous to that, whenever I was an educator, that I've learned that is going to keep someone from rejecting or abandoning you if they don't want to stay. But I do find that having that inner comfortability and connection with yourself, developing resilience to abandonment and rejection, those things can combat the extreme devastating pain that you once felt whenever you were rejected or abandoned. So if you want some help with that, please be sure to check out the playlist on supporting the anxious on my account. And please leave more comments. I would love to help and give you some support so that you can build that resilience, because I promise you, security is possible. You can get to a point where you can get through abandonment or rejection without it totally ruining your life.